Hello. My name is Lina Alhafez. I am with the UNESCO Chair for Intercultural Dialogue in the Mediterranean at the Rovira Virgili University in Catalonia, in Spain. And my team has been working on developing the final policy recommendations, which is basically the accumulation of all the work and all the publications that have been produced by the project, by all the associates, through these 4 years of collaboration and investigation research work. The policy recommendations, we have tried to make them as brief as possible in our publications. I am going to go through some highlights that I think might be of interest or give an idea of the direction that the project has found to be the most efficient in countering the phenomena of violent extremism. One of the most important findings that we came to discover is that it is a very complex interaction of social, economic, and political elements that are leading to this phenomena. This means that a single-sided approach is not going to be effective. This, when it comes to actually writing policy recommendations, sometimes proves to be a bit challenging because of bureaucratic divisions of mandates. So the reality of life is lived in its complexity. People live life in constant interaction of different elements. They don't really follow administrative mandatory limits, which means that trying to coordinate a well-rounded solution, approach, and recommendation is inevitably going to need a lot of horizontal coordination by many institutions and across the region, also by many countries together. So it is a challenge for bureaucracy, but it is an absolute necessity. This also leads us to mentioning another very important finding is that looking at the phenomena from a purely security perspective not only is not efficient, but it can actually be counterproductive. In the sense that stigmatization and criminalization of teenagers and youth that are struggling and having problems is going to push them further in the direction that we're trying to avoid. So it is very important to look again holistically, to look at prevention, to look at education, to look at socio-economic problems, not focus strictly on cultural issues. So not criminalizing religion, not criminalizing and stigmatizing certain cultures as producers of violence. This is also very important because we actually found that religion and community are one of the best tools available that we have to counter the phenomena. They can be our best allies if we come together and find a way to use them in the correct way. And another problem that focusing on religion and specific cultures creates is that a lot of other types of extremism is being overlooked and not being investigated enough, such as extreme right-wing extremism, you have nationalistic extremism, you have new emerging fandom and toxic masculinity extremists that are forming groups online, and none of these phenomena are receiving the attention they need. Another very important finding, or several findings together, I'm wrapping them up together here, is that functional democracy is extremely important for preventing and combating violent extremism. Freedom of speech, a functional governance model that allows for citizens to participate in local governance and in national governance is essential, because when we have a lot of censorship and cancellation, we don't know what's happening. We don't know what people think. We don't know what information, what misinformation, disinformation is being disseminated, what people are learning and starting to believe as truths. And also when all other means of effective participation and empowerment are blocked for young people, that is when they are going to go out or under the table or secretly online and look for other more violent options. So functional democracies are extremely important. Coordination, transnational coordination is extremely important because when we're talking about Generation Z, it's the internet. With VPN, the internet is one place, it's one country. So transnational coordination is very important. And more so when we are talking about true alliances. We're talking about alliances that stand true to the values they speak out of, to human rights, to justice, to freedom for everyone without double standards. And this we are nowadays finding extremely challenging in our work because of military aggressions, because of double standards in applying international laws. These double standards are detrimental to every level of work being done in combating violent extremism everywhere, whether it's Europe, in the Balkans, or in the Middle East. As long as huge global injustices and aggressions and war crimes are being dealt with in double standards, then the integrity of everything we're doing is being hindered. And it is extremely important that when we say we are facing this phenomenon together, that it is a true alliance.